Nothing really to talk about when it comes to injuries. I think our guys are doing a really good job of understanding the schedule and using the recovery time to their advantage to make sure they take care of their body. So that's a plus for us, and knock on wood on that. When it comes to today's practice, obviously you guys seen it was a majority red zone. What we did early in practice, which it was intentional, is we had a pressure period early, the first 6 plays, and that usually speeds practice up so you can get the intensity going. I thought our guys did a good job of that, going right into the red zone to where, I thought our offense really started out really hot. Did a really good job when it comes to that. And then the defense started to pick it up. Obviously, we got 2 picks within that series and did a good job, because that's huge. And I told our defense, everything is magnified defensively, right? Mistakes and penalties are magnified for a defense in the red zone, because that equates to an explosive play for the most part. So our guys understand that. They're not playing scared at all, but we just understand the situation to where, we got to be on point. And offensively, we got to continue to just press the hammer down on people when we're in that situation. So I thought both sides did a really good job. Special teams, again, they're doing what they're doing well. Kicker competition, continue to let that play out like it is. And I enjoyed practice today. I thought the situation was good to look at from us as a team. So any questions?
Geno looked like he had a nice rhythm today. I don't think the ball touched the ground when he was throwing. So what are your thoughts on him?
Well, it's good to see that from your starter. Listen, he's worked his butt off from the off season going to the beginning of the training camp. I understand exactly what we're doing. I think him and Frank's on the same page. I think our quarterback coaches are doing a hell of a job of teaching him and actually expanding his knowledge as far as what we're trying to do. And the one good thing about Geno is, as long as he's been in this league, he's still learning. And I think that's a good trait for any player, that, we don't know it all, and we can pick up something new from a new coach that we have. And I think he's done a good job of that. So we still have a lot of camp left, and I'm looking forward to seeing him improve every day.
What impresses you about the way that Geno and Adonai's connection has grown, especially given the fact that they work out privately in the offseason? How have you seen that carry over to camp?
Well, I think that shows that those 2 guys are starting to pick up a rhythm. And you really saw it with Garrett today too, though. So I think that's a really good thing, to where, Geno was picking his spots on a number of different targets, and it just wasn't those 2 guys. The backs got involved, the tight ends got involved. But that combination of those 2 guys are really starting to impress me. And listen, I want to continue to see that continue to grow, because obviously Garrett's gonna have a lot of attention. So AD is going to have to win his one-on-ones, which he has all the ability in the world to be able to do that.
Talk about him, how you expect him to take the next step.
Say that one more time.
You've talked about Adonai taking the next step since he's been here.
Yeah.
Do you see a different level of confidence now that, he came in and he was kind of thrown into everything, obviously, after the trade?
Yeah, well, I think that really goes, it's I don't want to say automatic, but when you get a chance to be with a team all through the offseason program and get a good feel of the offensive coordinator, get a good feel for me as a head coach, as new quarterback that he has. Obviously that confidence is going to grow. It's just the fact that within himself, he has to know, I'm a damn good player, and every player has to do that. And that's one of the things I told all our guys, the first thing we want to do is respect ourselves. That each one of you guys are in this building for a reason. You're damn good players and you're good people. And that's what we require when you come in this building. So I think that in itself helps his confidence, and then just working with Geno and winning those one-on-ones really helped that too.
Multiple tight ends has kind of become very popular around the league. About 12, even 13 last year. You guys have taken tight ends the last 2 years and been high in the draft. Why do you think that has become such a thing in the league? And as a defensive play caller, what does that do to you?
It's funny because the way this league goes, because back in when I was playing, that's all you saw. Was big combinations of 21, 12, 13. And I think the skill level of that position has took a tremendous jump as far as size, speed. So to be able to bring that type of player on your team and to create different type of personnel packages, even though you're in 13 personnel, you can create 21. You can create 11, you can create all those packages that you want and be able to run those same plays. So I think that's the advantage that you get, because now defense, what are you going to play? Are you going to play base? And now we can spread you out. and make these guys go one-on-one with your linebackers and safeties, or do you want to go in nickel and then we can pack it back in, then we can pound the ball on you? So those are just the trends of this league. And the one thing that we look at quite a bit are the trends, and how do we be able to take advantage of that too?
Do you think Sadiq is a guy, when you and Frank talk, just all the different things he can do, is that exciting when you're kind of game planning and scheming?
Yeah, it really is, because he can do so many things, and he's a very smart player. He can play out at the X, he can play the Y tight end, he can play the F, he can play in the backfield. So the thing that we have to be conscious of, we just don't overload him with positions to where he won't be effective. So, and we're mindful of that. We are. And, I mean, Mason's the same way. I mean, there's a ton of things he can do, and we see him as the same type of player.
Jackson's a guy that's getting some good reps with Sweat out. What have you seen from him these first few days?
Well, obviously he's a huge man, and that's what I like when it comes to defensive linemen. He's long, he has big hands, and he's able to disengage and be able to make a play. He can play gap and a half, which I like between the defensive tackle. So the more reps that he get, I think the more comfortable he will get. So, and it's somewhat different than what he did in college. And the thing that he's doing is been very heady as far as I'm listening to everything that Coach Dunbar is telling me. I'm understanding the defense. When I get a chance to go in and talk about the defense, my expectation of each position, he's doing a really good job of understanding that and improving.
With Will McDonald, he was pretty much a three-down player for you last year. With all the additions you made on the edge in the offseason, do you envision his role changing to being maybe lean more towards pass rushing specialist, or how do you?
I envision him being a good player for us. And whatever capacity that we're going to have him in, I feel like he's going to be a good player for us.
Is that his wheelhouse, though? I mean, pass rushing?
I mean, pass rushing has always been his wheelhouse. And listen, I think you guys know, I know, he knows that his improvement has to be in the run game. And listen, he came in this year, he's 240 pounds, he looks really good. I know you guys see that. And he took it upon himself to understand, have awareness of where I have to improve at. And, you know, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to get better in that aspect.
The AZ, I know the injury prevented you guys from getting that.
Say that one more time?
The AZ,
Yep.
The injury last year prevented you from getting that extended look that you would hope to get down
Yep.
the stretch. What have you seen from him so far in the spring?
Well, it's early in camp, and obviously we don't have pads on. And, man, come back to me, you know, next week, you know, when we have pads on, so I can give you a better answer of that.
With Will.
Last
one on Will. He's had some really good moments. Obviously, the big game against the Browns, the blocked field goal.
Yeah.
It feels like, though, he hasn't really realized his full potential yet.
Yeah.
What do you feel like he needs to do to unlock that, like, just to be consistent and be that guy?
It's just like consistent practice, consistent reps, and us as coaches being honest with him on where he has to improve, and him having awareness of that, and then for us putting him in those positions where we know that he can excel. And we plan on doing that because he's a damn good player, and I think we all see that with that player. But every year is a new year, and every year is a year that you can improve. And with his ability, his size, his length, his speed off the edge, we want to utilize that as best we can, but we also want to make sure that he grow when it comes to those things that he's weak at too.